guys, it's Louise with Gallery 1 Point Fashion, and we are in the Learning Center, the sewing room. So glad to see you guys. I'm starting a little early just to give us a little time to adjust our technology here. Telling all the followers to follow, to jump on. We are in the sewing room. So glad that you can attend. So glad to see everyone. Today we're going to be learning how to lay out a pattern piece on our fabric. We're going to mark it, and we're going to cut it out. So these are great little mini classes that we do on the first and the last Wednesdays of every month. They're in person at Legacy Rental Homes, which is 1108 Legacy Drive in Pflugerville. Now, which means you can come and they provide snacks and beverages, and we're in the model home. So if you're looking for us, we're in the model home. We do have some students that drop in every now and then, in person. So I juggle in between. So you'll just bear with me. I pray. And we come to you live. So hopefully at home you have your snacks and you have your fabric laid out, because this is what today's class is. You can actually either go in the room where you sew or follow along on the kitchen table. We're on a counter, this beautiful marble counter, which is big enough for us to do our lesson today. So again, thank you, Legacy Rental Homes, for inviting us into your model home and into your community to actually teach these free mini classes that we offer through Gallery 1 Point Fashion Learning Center. Now, they're just snippets of what we actually do in our classes, and we do carry classes on our website. You can go to in-person classes, but on our website is where you can make your reservation. If you have any questions at all about what's going on there, or what, you didn't see your dates or something, shoot us an email at info@gallery1point.com. That's info at gallery1point.com. Or you can pick up the phone, 512-428-5710. We're Gallery 1 Point Fashion Learning Center, and we're here to support. So any questions you may have on sewing and things like that, just give us a call. And I'm Louise, your host for this episode. Again, thank you, Legacy Rental Homes, for opening up your model home, for allowing us to come. It's a great opportunity. You guys should come and attend. If you're not attending online, then do attend in person. It's absolutely fun. All right, so that's today's class. We're getting ready to start real soon. Next class will be next week, Wednesday, on August the 3rd, how to hem a pair of slacks. Now, you guys got to come for this one. You're going to I'm just going to give you tips. I'm not going to give you everything, because we actually teach this class in detail and give you even more information when you sign up. These classes, the small little workshop ones, are only $35, and they're for 1 hour duration. So you come out, you learn. If you need more workshop time, it's $35 an hour, and we can walk through your project. So that's even possible. One quick announcement: our annual Schoolhouse Rock Back to School event will be happening next Saturday. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday, August the 6th, from 2 to 6 p.m. Now, that is at Gallery 1 Point Fashion, Gallery 1 Point Fashion, and it's at 401 West Pecan Street here in Pflugerville, 78660. You're not going to want to miss it. It's tax-free weekend that weekend. So just in case you guys didn't know, it's tax-free weekend, here in Texas. And so that means everything you shop for is taxed. Sales tax does not equate, doesn't go on your purchase. So I said all that to say Janelle's party house is actually rental equipment like chairs and tables and things like that. She is sponsoring this event for the kiddos with a bounce house, popcorn machine, and cotton candy. So you've got to come just for that. We also have Fun Arts there, that's right next door to us, and she's going to have her whole wing over there full of arts and crafts for kids to play on and go through, and that's all free, guys. It's all free. You get to take something home with you, and she's going to have snow cones. So cool off. Come cool off in the middle of the hot summer day, right before school, and do a little school shopping. Support your local businesses. SPG Barbecue is going to be there. That fall off the bone. I suggest you guys get online. You remember when I told you last time, get online and order. But they are also going to be there with the Caribbean House. And you know that fried rice, that chicken fried rice that they make, oh my goodness. And let's not even talk about the rest of the menu. It is amazing. We have some jewelry vendors coming up, lots of community involvement. You guys come on out and participate. I know you're getting stuff for the kiddos that weekend. Just drop by and let them bounce in the bounce house a little bit, grab some snow cones and cotton candy and take off and enjoy each other's company. Oh, we're gonna have a live DJ. Did I not tell you? Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. So you guys have to stop by. That's Schoolhouse Rock. Back to school, it's gonna be like a block party. We are throwing it big because August is Gallery 1 Point Fashion's anniversary month. So that's the month that we started our business, our brick and mortar. And we want to celebrate. That's the day we had our ribbon cutting. A couple of you guys were actually there. So we want you to attend. It's a little block party. It's going to be fun. Hope to see you there. Real fast, one more announcement. The boutique is also continuing their end of summer sale with a BOGO. So who doesn't love a BOGO? You guys, it's amazing. So we're going to go ahead and start today's lesson, how to cut out a pattern. So this is Gallery 1 Point learning pattern of a purse pouch. And after you cut it out and sew it, it looks like this. This is one of our lessons actually that we use as an example in sewing, Basic Sewing 102 that covers how to create a buttonhole and how to sew a button. But this one particularly that we mocked up so that you could see, this turns to this after you cut it out and sew it together. And it's very simple. And then of course you add your little hardware here. So we do cover that in Basic Sewing 101. The tools that you're gonna need today, so I hopefully that you're going along with me, that you may need today is a measuring tape, a ruler, fabric cutting scissors. Fabric cutting scissors. Now these are scissors that only cut fabric. You cut paper with them, you're gonna dull them forever. They'll never cut right ever again, trust us. Something to mark your fabric with. Now I have fabric chalk. This is something that we carry and it comes in blue and pink and red and some other colors. White, of course, that's the standard, right? And then you can have some pins or you can do weights. So we have these little weights that we purchased. And you can purchase those online or you can go to our website. We do have these available. So you might want to pick these up. And we like the weights because they work a lot better than pinning all the time the paper pattern to the material. The weights actually weigh it down so you can actually function. So those are our tools that we may need today. And of course your fabric, whichever fabric that you have, and your pattern, all cut out. Your pattern piece has to be already cut out. That's what we covered last week. If you remember, we actually covered, like, the patterns usually come in these big tissue sheets of paper. We talked about which line to follow to cut it out. And I believe that lesson is online, so if you need it, you can go to YouTube, to our YouTube channel. It's Gallery 1 Point Fashion, and you should be able to see that under the sewing room, under that channel, okay? So today, again, this is a purse pouch pattern. We actually have to cut this 1, 2, 3 of these. So 3 sets of these. So usually whenever I lay my fabric out, I like to put, you know, usually fabric comes in a bolt, and when you get it cut, you unveil it or unwrap it, if you will. And it usually has a crease in it, and then it kind of doubles. So the width is actually kind of doubled into there. I like to have that crease, or it feels comfortable to have that crease toward me. So when I lay the fabric out, I like to have the crease toward me. On this pattern, it says place on fold here. So place on fold here means to place this raw edge on the fold line. So that's what we're doing. Hopefully you can see that from where you are. Now, typically what we like to do is turn the fabric, excuse me, right side in, like fold it to where your wrong side is on the outside, because I'm going to chalk it, and I just accidentally don't want any of that chalk to show on the right side. This particular fabric that I have today is actually, you can't tell which side is wrong and which side is right. So I just kind of grabbed it, and it's actually scrap fabric for us. So it's just good to do projects with. All right. So again, this one particular piece, pattern piece rather, says place on fold here, and it's talking about this flat, straight edge. And that's usually when you see that in a pattern and it says put it on fold, it's usually a straight edge, just like this, flat and straight. So what I like to do again is align that there. And then you can, as an alternate, go ahead and pin it in place, pinning the paper pattern to your fabric. But I find that that destroys your pattern after a while, and doesn't really hold it that well either. So we like these colorful weights, and we just lay them down on our pattern paper, which is on top of the fabric on the wrong side. So we just lay that down just like that, and it makes it easier. It's not going anywhere. I promise you, it's not. So then we're going to take our chalk, all right, and we're going to, the rest of the outline of this pattern, I'm going to write, if you will, directly onto the wrong side of this fabric. All right. So a lot of times I don't go like that. I just will mark it real close, little dashes almost. There's different methods to do than this. You can use a tracing wheel. You can go online and find all kinds of methods and systems that really work well to do this. Some people don't even mark their, they feel so comfortable with their pattern that they don't even mark it on to the fabric. They just go ahead and cut right there. I have a tendency to be a little hesitant about that, because in the past I've cut my pattern. So what I do is I mark it all the way around it, and I usually do some dashes. I usually don't go like this, and only because I can follow from one dash to the other a line. And I do my dashes fairly close to each other, so it almost resembles a line like that, okay? When I'm done, what I like to do is remove the weights and remove the paper. Now what I'm going to do here is measure the distance between one side of this pattern piece in the other, and then again measure what I have just marked up on here on the fabric to make sure that I have the right dimensions, that while I was marking it, that it wasn't wiggling around or moving. And if it was, then we start over. Okay, so mine says it is 10 inches wide. So now I'm just gonna measure from my first mark to my last marker to the other side of the bag. It says 10 inches wide. Again, I'm gonna measure one more time. In the world of cutting patterns, there's a saying, measure twice and cut once. So that's what we're doing. We're just gonna measure this way now, just to make sure I have it right and it wasn't wiggling around before I cut onto this fabric, 7 inches. So now I'm going to measure it on where I marked, exactly 7 inches. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna put those things aside, all right? Now, typically in the studio, I have what they call electric rotary scissors. And they actually go, and they cut everything so quickly and so entertaining. It's almost like a woman with power tools. We get all excited about those things. But second to that, I absolutely love these scissors. They are by, the Italian brand. And you can find them in any fabric store. We also sell these here on our website too. You can go on there under Learning Center and look at, just search through our tools and stuff. So if you ever have questions about that, you can always drop me a line, info@gallery1point.com, and ask. I can find it. How much is it? Can you send me an invoice or something like that? Or you can give us a call. All right. Or you can stop by. We're at 401 West Pecan Street. Okay. All right. So now that I've measured twice, I feel confident enough to cut. So I'm going to go ahead, following the lines that I created, I am going to cut those lines like so. Just like that. If you guys have any questions, you can drop them in the comments. I will definitely take a look at those questions when we're done. I don't have an administrator with me today, but I will definitely get to those questions because I always love your questions. Your questions are pretty much of why we even started doing the mini classes, because you guys wanted to know, do you guys give free classes? And here we are, giving free classes. How about that? So we do listen. All right, so now my pattern piece is cut. And remember, we did it on the fold. Remember, this was the fold. So if I unfold it, this is the actual, what it looks like unfolded. Now, when I go to create my little pouch, remember I told you we are going to create this pouch at the end, and sew that together. I need, the pattern piece says I need to do 3 of these. All right, they have to be, one is for the outside, the other one is for a lining, and then 2 more, that's 4, so 4. So 2 more pieces for the lid. It's the same piece for the lid. It just folds over like that. And then you cut that piece, 2 of those pieces. You sew those together with the sewing instructions. So that's how easy it is, you guys. It's really not that hard. Once you cut, I think the hardest part to me sometimes is just cutting out all your little pieces off of the tissue paper. Now, alternatively, we actually trace all of our patterns and on white paper, because we have rolls of pattern white paper. You can also purchase that. Just come on into our shop. Our production shop is located at 401 West Pecan Street in Pflugerville, and we are there Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 6 p.m., 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. weekly. And so, yeah, that's what we normally do. This one was printed. We actually printed this one because it's in our Learning Center. It's one of our specific patterns that we created ourselves. So again, that's how easy it is. You lay the pattern piece out, you draw around the pattern piece, or you pin it. You can weigh it down with weights, or you can pin it down, or you can cut. If you feel real confident, go ahead and cut. But we always suggest that you measure twice before you cut. Remember, measure twice, then cut, okay? One of the, remember I told you I was going to give you the book of the month. One of the books of the month is this awesome book that I picked up at Barnes & Noble's. You can also get it on Amazon, all right? It's called The Pattern Making Primer. Pattern Making Primer by Joe Barenfield and Andrew Richards, okay? I will put the information in of the book in the comments once we're done. Or again, you can always hit me up online, either in comments or something like that. Some of the things I wanted to call your attention to is, remember some things we covered last week about the grain of a fabric, the wrong side and the right side of fabric. So that is covered under page 34, I believe. Page 35 actually covers layout. So I think we talked about layout last week as well, the layout of each pattern piece, and I think you can see that this one is a sleeve, and this one is the bodice. And so the layout, and then of course the color coding and everything, and the key to the color coding is always in your pattern instructions. So as you're putting your creation together, you should be able to have those instructions. They'll be there. This one on page 37, preparing your fabric in case it's very thin fabric before you cut. Remember we talked about that last week, that you would have to put some stabilizer behind it. The right and the wrong side of each fabric, and why we do that. On page, again on page 39, you'll see some more pile directions. So that is so helpful because it educates you on what is a pile. Not a pile of stuff, but the pile or the fabric grain, okay? So that goes, for instance, corduroy is different than fur. So the pile, how thick it is. You know, like those terry cloth, those big terry cloth robes, as opposed to something real smooth like chambray denim, you know, where it doesn't have hardly any pile at all. That's very valuable information to brush up on, so that you have an education, so that as you go, you'll learn how to do it, you know, how to cut better and how to create better. So the last one on page 40 and 41 talks about layout, and 41 talks about cutting. Measure twice, cut once. All right, so it goes on. I just wanted to give a shout out to them for doing such a great job at explaining everything in layman's terms. So do connect with the Pattern Maker Primer. That's my pick for the month to help us through patterning. Now, can you make your own patterns? You most certainly can make your own patterns. Absolutely, we do it all the time. We take our clothes, we outline them, we put them on paper, we outline them, or we take them apart, outline them, and then on paper, and then make our patterns. We can show you how to do that as well if you sign up for one of our classes. So we definitely love to have that. Those classes are coming up somewhere in January, I believe. So be looking out for those, you're going to bring your favorite whatever to class, and we're going to show you how you take your favorite shirt, your skirt, your pants, or whatever, and how you take it apart, or how do you make a piece, a pattern piece from there. Some pieces, just some garments are multiple pieces. So you do have to be careful. All right. So, and learning it from a class, a hands-on class, is the funnest. We also have snacks and beverages. You know, I always do my snacks and beverages. Love you guys. So, let me see how much time I got left. I got a few minutes left. Again, alteration classes are out there. They're basically on Wednesdays, the Wednesdays that I'm not here. I am teaching at Gallery 1 Point Fashion facility at 401 West Pecan Street, alteration classes. Again, in that class, you actually bring your skirt, and we do a hem. We teach you how to do a hem on your skirt, which is like one of the most popular things because of some folks that are challenged in that area, or you just want to redesign, make it from a maxi skirt to a high-low, or make it from a maxi skirt to a mini. You know, some of you are changing into minis. No judgment. We also, okay, so other than that, we have the classes here, first and last Wednesdays of every month. Again, we will be doing it here at Legacy, but watch, because in the future, we may be invited to other facilities. We are getting invites on a weekly basis of where, so my producer is taking a look at those logistics and seeing if it's possible for me to leave the shop at 6, close everything up, and race over there and set everything up. So she is looking into that, and if that's possible, then we will be doing some live classes in different locations. We hope that you will follow us right here on Instagram and or in person. It's lots of fun. All right, so Thursdays we do beginning search classes or sewing workshops. I do put some time on the calendar in the evening to help you with your projects. You bring your projects in, you pay $35, I help you through the rough spots, and then you go home and you conquer it. It's awesome. Fridays, we do have some beginning machine embroidery classes. That's always fun. And then your basic sewing classes, embroidery classes, and creative entrepreneur business classes. They're all out there, guys. Just go to www.gallery1point.com and look under Learning Center and or under Boutique, because we have it listed in there as well. All right, so you can do a quick search under the description of each class and determine which ones that best suits you. Again, if those times are not good for you, then go ahead and send me a message and we will accommodate as much as we can. And we thank you so much for attending with us. We are almost at the bottom of our 30 minutes. Any comments, questions? Anybody want to drop a line? What is your favorite class? What class do you want to see us cover over the holidays coming up? Can you believe it? It's going to be the holidays very soon. And so we want to start getting those holiday projects together now so that you can go ahead and sew them, like your stockings or your, we can make little sachets and put them, in a gift bag for family members. Or you can even come by if you don't have an embroidery machine and make it personalized and how to sew it together. All these fun things over the holidays. We are going to have a great time. All right. We may even have a sip-in shop toward the end of the year. I don't know. You guys tell me if that interests you. Either sip and shop or sip and sew. Get a few friends together and we sip and sew. And I'll be your instructor. And I'll have lots of surprises in my sip and sew parties. Always, always. So we have lots of fun when we do it. So anyway, those options are there for you guys. Really super enjoyed today. Enjoyed your attending the sewing room. And this episode of cutting out pattern pieces. This is what we did today. We cut out a pattern piece. Isn't it cool? Yep. So you guys have a great rest of your. We will be back here next week on August the 3rd between 6:30 and 7 p.m. So do step out, come on out to the model home here in Legacy. View their homes, ask to do a tour. They are open house like that. They love for you to come to their clubhouse, to their offices, and drop in and tour some of these homes. They're beautifully put together, great, wonderful synergy in the neighborhood. Sometimes they have food trucks and all come by, especially like on Wednesdays when we're doing classes. Sometimes they'll do that, which is even more fun. And they have other things that go on, you know, other mixers and things like that. So it's a great neighborhood to be in and around, lots of fun. So do patronize the Legacy Rental Homes. That's 1108 Legacy Drive here in Pflugerville. Hopefully we will see you soon. If not at our shop at 401 West Pecan Street at Gallery 1 Point Fashion, or we will see you here next week and enjoying our class, How to Hem a Pair of Slacks. Now you will definitely, hopefully, follow along with me. It's going to be a lot of fun. Bring you a pair of slacks that needs hemming, and we'll get to it. Until then, until the next episode of The Sewing Room, stay safe. Let's sew together. We'll see you soon.